Hey guys, let's start with last special chapter of Loyal Pen Volume 1, Episode 5, Secondary Night. This chapter is POV of Pen. My first kiss was stolen by Anil on a night when it was raining constantly. A deep, hot kiss that almost stopped my heart. Every time our hot tongues touched each other's, a sweet and romantic taste lingers in the cavity of the mouth, mixed into the cleft of thought, dizzy in the breath of the absent. My heart nearly skipped a beat as Anil pursed her lips and leaned in close, whispering gently into my ear. This is called a French kiss. It is only used for expressing desire for a couple. At this time, my consciousness seems so blurry that I can't remember anything. All I remember is I could only choose to run away from the owner of my first kiss into the guest bedroom of the Pine Palace in utter confusion and rush. I locked the door tightly, afraid that some overflowing feelings would slip out for Anil to know. In that room, I simply perched on the plush bed, idly tracing my fingers across my lips, while the words unsuitable shouldn't continue to echo in my mind. The intensity of my first kiss left me with a desire to keep my distance from Anil, even though I didn't want to. It's evident from my reaction upon hearing that Anil was unwell. I felt an intense warmth that was difficult to endure. Unexpectedly, Anil boldly confessed her love to me on a delirious day, whereas I repeatedly asked backward cowardly, "The two of us? How can we love each other like that?" I asked, though I was shaken by everything that was going on. I had to wait until Anil went to the funeral of Prince Chakkam in Chiang Mai with Chow Eng-fa. That's why I decided to make a decisive decision to pursue my own needs instead of holding on to authenticity as it used to be. Our first night came after I said to myself, Belantita belongs to Princess Anil only. Last night, it was the night that Anil completely communicated her affection of her love, first love, through my body completely. Surprisingly, I can leave all my worries behind. My body seemed to absorb all the pleasures of the first night so easily. No matter where Anil touches me, it's like my body reacts too much to stimuli. Surprisingly, my trembling torso was constantly demanding Anil's embrace. So, I went through last night with Anil countless love chapters. It wasn't until early this morning that I intended to get dressed and sneak back to the Bua Palace to bathe and shed my clothes as quietly as possible, fearing to wake Anil from her slumber. However, my body couldn't escape the slender person's touch. The incredibly repetitive pleasure is like forming a demon smiling at me that I may be just dreaming. Where have you been? Anil had been waiting for a long time. As soon as my first step stepped onto the floor of the Pine Palace guest lounge late in the afternoon, Anil asked as if I had been missing for a long time, even though we had only been separated for few hours. If I notice, I find that self-calling pronoun of Anil has changed from I to Anil in a very sweet and realistic way. I fell asleep for a while. I chose not to mention to Anil the matter of meeting my aunt in the early morning at the Bua Palace without wanting Anil to be anxious as I am now. The more I saw a small smile showing off her dent on the cheeks I was holding back, which was inside and accidentally smiled at the person in front fondly. Anil waits to have breakfast with Kunpin. A beautiful smiling person proudly gestures in the direction of the kitchen table. Anil has prepared everything. Will Anil make it again? I muttered. Anil knows that I never wanted Anil to do anything on your own. It's nothing. The sweet voices mixed with bright laughter. Anil just wants to do something for Kunpan sometimes, the tall figure said while reaching out and wrapping her arms around my waist with a cherished attitude before bending down. She whispered in a sweet, soft voice behind my ear, Kunpan should love Anil more. Hearing Anil saying that, I accidentally smiled, unable to hold my emotions. Smiling like you can't hold back your feelings anymore. At this point, I already love Anil so much. Really? Yes, so much that can't be more than this. I responded to Anil's conversation before being led by a tall, graceful figure to a small warm table across the kitchen. The dining table is in the corner, beside a large floor to ceiling window, revealing a corner of the beautiful green garden of the Pine Palace, suggesting a great appetite. For breakfast today, there was mushroom soup, bread, boiled white beans with tomato sauce and beef sausage. I have also freshly made orange juice. You made a lot. Aren't you tired, Anil? I still linger in guilt for leaving my beloved Princess Anil bothered. Not at all. Anil likes it. Next time, Anil will have to wait for me. I'm still as stubborn as I am. Yes, can you please have Anil's cooking today? Anil made big eyes like an affectionate person. Oh, yes. I still maintain the attitude of a very touchy person. Anil's breakfast was so satisfying that I felt ashamed that I volunteered to cook a Western breakfast for Anil, even though she did much better than me. I emptied my plate of food, wanting to make the other party happy. However, the person in front had only eaten a small amount, like she always did. Anil is still eating as little as usual. Maybe the weather's too hot? Anil only said that. I was very angry with the weather in Thailand like never before, especially when the thunder rumbles. Even though it's just starting to get late, the weather was hotter than any other day. But Anil was still smiling and in a good mood. If it rains heavily, Anil won't easily let Kunpin walk back to the Bua palace. I heard such words, and I immediately realized what was what, but only pretended not to know, wanting to reserve my attitude. Even though I know it's too late, because in the end, the raindrops poured heavily. The sky that was seen through the tall window next to Anil's favorite smoky grey single sofa, which had been keeping the curtain open all the time, looked gloomy as if entering the night. The sound of raindrops hitting the thick glass made a drowsy sound. Anil went to pick up a record and put it in a player on the shelf next to the fireplace. The sound of international music, with a very sweet melody, comes from the elegant golden brown horn speaker. The tall person turned and gave me a sweet smile, stretching out her hand and pulling my body so that I could twirl smoothly into her embrace. Kunpen, dance with Anil for a song? Yes. My simple response made the little Anil smile widely. Anil snuggled her left hand into my right hand, while her right hand wrapped around my waist with a light touch. The princess led me to move smoothly to the sweet rhythm of the song, as if we were both stepping in the air with our feet not on the ground. When we were both young, Anil bent down and kissed my forehead so tenderly. We used to dance together like this. That day, Anil asked me. I swallowed the lump down my throat, recalling the story that brought pain to visit early. If Anil isn't around one day, will I be lonely? That day, Kunpin replied to Anil that you don't know. Yes, I might not really know that at that time. What about now? Anil touched my forehead with her own forehead. Our faces are now known to mingle with each other until we can feel each other's breath. Does Kunpin know the answer? Now I know. I tiptoed up slightly to imprint a light kiss on Anil's lips affectionately. I knew even at that time. I cannot live without Anil. The tall person heard that and looked back at me with eyes full of sparkles. Anil tightened her embrace at my waist before bending down to kiss me deeply, which I am not prepared for. I accepted the deeply passionate kiss and momentarily forgot myself. All I know is if I can swallow Anil in my body, I would have chosen to do it without hesitation. That afternoon, both of us seemed to have wasted our time chatting on the sofa in front of the fireplace. The little girl asked me to tell her about my friends at university individually, claiming that I really write the details of my friends in my letters. Perhaps it was because Anil's behavior was so gentle and sweet, so I couldn't resist telling Anil the whole story. I noticed when she reached strangely when I mentioned Suni and Thanat, but after asking me thoroughly, it seems that Anil's attention is diverted to my body instead. Anil started by interlacing our hands together before slowly moving up and leaning over my body until I had to lean back on the sofa reluctantly. Anil gave a sweet, satisfied smile as she saw me lay down on the bed's soft cushion. She reached out and brushed my hair to tuck behind my ear. She glides her fingertips to touch all the way to the side of my cheek before leaning down and kissing my lips with her own warm lips in a slow, lingering manner.